Then we reach the climax of the story where Ravan, the Dashanan, enters. Literally a person with 10 heads who decides to avenge the dishonor done to his sister. And having analyzed that these princes are not ordinary ones, ordinary human beings. They have overcome pride, desire and evil. Still he tries to attack them on the support of Marich. And Marich means to deceive them. So then Maya comes with another form in the lives of human beings who are trying to proceed on this path of spirituality. Another test paper is of deceit. We find in today's world also, this world is the world of illusion. And when it is the world of illusion, there are so many things trying to deceive us. The materialistic prosperities that are surrounding us. In these materialistic prosperities, we find people getting deceived. They go into the flow of the materialistic objects, materialistic comforts. And this is how Ravan takes his turn. Further, when he is able to convince Marich and take his support, he is also shown such a character which is well known in Vedas and Shastras and scriptures. He possessed the wisdom of 10 wise people. He was having great knowledge in science and different arts, everything. But he committed a shameful act of forcibly taking another one's wife. So this is why he was degraded. He was demoralized in his character. So today in the world also we find a person may be intelligent. A person may be possessing all the power and strength and everything. But one shameful act that he does demoralizes his character in the society. And he becomes an enemy for so many people. All the knowledge is just gone in vain. Similarly, in today's world also we find, today's world is also Ravan Rajya, where Ravan was the most intelligent one. Ravan was most wealthy. His Lanka was of gold, glittering in gold. Not only that, but he had mastered the 5 elements of nature as well. It is said that Agni Dev used to cook food for him in his palace. Indra Devta used to fill water in his palace. He had mastered all these devas also. And Vayu Devta used to fan him whenever he felt hot. So he had mastered over the 5 elements of nature as well. He was so intelligent, so wealthy, and he was so powerful. And he was a great devotee of Shiva. But the 2 weaknesses that he had, and that was arrogance, ahankar, and the second thing was demoralization in his character. So these 2 things made him fall. Similarly, in today's world also, human beings have so much of intelligence, and especially in this age of information technology, we have also mastered the 5 elements of nature and captured them into our houses and kept them in our houses. We just open the tap and Indra Devta is filling waters in your house, isn't it? You just switch on the fan and Vayu Devta is there to fan you. You just switch on the gas button and the Agni Devta is there to cook for you. Haven't you mastered and kept them as prisoners and locked them in small buttons? just as Ravana did. And today also, if you see the world at night, the big cities are glittering in gold. It looks like as if it is the Lanka of Ravan, glittering in gold. So it is the reflection of that Ravan's kingdom in today's world. Today also we find these two things. Arrogance is increasing day by day. The ego is reaching its heights. And demoralization of character is there. Pure form of Sita to Agni Dev in his protection, in the protection of Agni. So she was concealed by Ram with the help of the fire, and in her place, the form that was walking with Sri Ram was the illusioner of Sita. So when it was the illusionary Sita, she got attracted by, and she was not able to realize the game of Ravana in attracting her, isn't it? So that is why she is attracted. She is not able to discriminate between the game that is being played with her. And this is how this golden deer, when Marriage comes in form of golden deer symbolizes the materialistic prosperities in today's world. The materialistic comforts are like golden deer. And they are trying to attract the human beings. We find small children on television, when they see certain things, they demand those things from their parents with that name and brand. We want this type of shoes only. We want this type of things only. So the materialistic comforts, materialistic pleasures are like this golden deer. And because the ordinary form of that illusionary Sita was there, she did not able to otherwise just imagine the one who is the embodiment of purity. How can she come under the influence? She's the embodiment of purity. Purity can never come under the influence of anybody. But because that pure form was given to Agni Dev for Suraksha, and the illusionary Sita was there, the ordinary consciousness. So whenever we human beings are also in our ordinary consciousness, we are not able to recognize the illusions that are there prevailing in the world. And then we ask Ram to get it for me. Wisdom understands the game, but still he tries to fulfill. Sometimes in our prayers, in our meditation, what do we try to tell Supreme Father Ram also? Oh Baba, please get me this, then I won't ask for anything. In our prayers, we also ask for something from God. We may be having everything, but there is still the desire of attaining something. Attaining that golden deer, and we do not know how much problems it may create for us in our lives afterwards. But at that moment, we ask from God also, oh God, grant me this wish. So Ram also, seeing the game behind it and how the purpose of his life coming to this world is going to be fulfilled now, he goes. Attacks Marich, runs after that golden deer, hits him, and he comes back to his normal form. But still he does not leave. He shouts in the voice of Sri Ram, Lakshmana, Lakshmana, come. And that is when that deer signifies the temptation. How temptation enables us to become victims. So we also become victims when we are under the influence of temptation. And that is when Sita, the soul, soul is Sita, the daughter of Mother Earth, she does not realize whose voice it is. So we are not able to recognize whether it is my own dictates of the mind or whether it is the dictates of Supreme Father. And we feel as if when I was sitting in my prayers, God also gave me this message. And we are not able to identify whether it is the dictates of my own mind or whether it is the dictates of the Supreme. And we come under the influence. And this is how Sita asked Lakshmana, you should go. Lakshmana was not willing to go. But because of certain words and certain behavior that was done by Sita, he agrees to go. But before he goes, he draws that line, Lakshman Rekha. And Lakshman Rekha means the line of moral values, moral character. He draws that line that you will be safe in this line of moral values and moral character. Do not go out of it. So, Sita was in the hut with the line around her and she was protected. But when Ravan comes, he is again in another form. He knows how to change his form. So he comes in the form of a beggar, a bhikshuk, trying to beg alms. And he was very well aware that I will not be able to enter this line. I would get burnt. Lakshman. Laksh means the aim of life. The aim of life that is given by the Supreme is to follow morality and moral character in our life. But when we divide Lakshman, it is given a Laksh to the Man. Man means the mind. The mind should be protected and it should stay in this line of moral values. And no Ravan can come inside. No evil form can enter our minds, can enter our thoughts. But that is when Ravan asked her to come out, asked the minds to come out of that line of moral character, of morality. And that is how sometimes when we also leave our morality and try to help others in such a way, thinking that, well, this is normal, nothing is bad in this. But we do not realize the pitfall behind it. It is a deceit which is going to deceive us and take us into troubles. And then we regret and repent. Why did I come out of this line of morality? So God also has given us a set of code and conducts for our life. He has also set a line of morality, of moral values. But in Kali Yuga, we find all human beings have crossed this line of moral code and conducts. And that is why we come under the influence of Ravan. And Ravan takes us away. He takes away Sita, and Sita is the soul. The soul comes under the influence of Ravan. Ego. And that is when he is taking her, she starts realizing what mistake I have done. But then nobody can save her. Nobody can help her. And even if Jatayu-like souls come to help her, those who are following the path of peace, they try to come and help, but they are also fatally wounded by Ravana, and they also cannot do anything to help Sita, those who have crossed their lines of moral code and conducts.